You talked about wanting to see this go a little better for you. We could certainly argue that it did that. What were your expectations as you finally were stepping onto the mound? We know we're not going to get 7 from really anybody that first day, but still good work.
Yeah, my expectations was just about the same as every start, hopefully, this year. Just give the team a chance to win. And every now and then, that's going to look different, right? The offense did a great job building a big lead there and had that long 4th inning and gave me a lot of breathing room. And not all the time does 5 innings and 4 runs give your team a chance to win, but normally it's going to keep you in the ball game. And the other day, it gave us a comfortable lead. So, Hyder came up to me after the 5th inning and asked me how I felt, asked me if I wanted to go back out. And there's not many times I'm going to say that I don't want to go back out unless something's really wrong. So I wanted to get back out there for the 6th inning and get that 6th up for sure. It's always good to keep extending yourself and keep building that endurance even after spring training. So look forward to building onto that next time.
Now, you got to be in the dugout when this was ultimately going down. What were you thinking watching the O's taking off on the base paths? As a starting pitcher, long offensive innings are obviously very good. I don't know that I did a great job keeping myself loose in that 4th inning. Even though I stretched a couple times, I was just talking to Hyder about it today. You just don't necessarily really know how long the inning's actually lasting. Probably could have did a better job. And then in that 5th inning, really tried to do a better job of making sure I was loose. But, this is an exciting team. I think O's fans are going to have a lot of fun watching the dynamic type of baseball we play. It's not going to be one-sided. It's not going to be one facet to the game. We're going to run. We're going to take extra bases. Bullpen's going to be nails. Offensively and defensively going to be solid. So hopefully it's a good brand of baseball they enjoy watching. Leadership isn't really one size fits all, especially when you join a new team. You kind of learn, where to step in and where things might already be settled. Now that you have that game through, what have you kind of analyzed where you would like to take the lead in the clubhouse?
I don't know. I don't necessarily think that I look for areas to take the lead per se. I'm not just trying to argue with the question there, but trying to just find areas where, maybe the right answers needed, the right statements needed. I'm constantly trying to look for ways, just to pick guys up is what I believe my best leadership style is. So, just trying to watch guys and kind of figure out how they tick and how they, operate so that maybe, hopefully I can find whenever maybe somebody's just off a little bit and you can kind of make that right statement and pick a guy up. But, for me, I think it's just as important every 5 days to make sure I'm taking care of business on the field. Being a sounding board to these young starters, when they do have questions, when they do hit adversity, because in a long season it's going to happen to me and it's going to happen to them. So hopefully if I can help them, bounce back from those tough starts, maybe it'll be one way I can help them.
Everybody's talked about the legendary catchers that you've been fortunate to work with in this game. What have the conversations, though, been like as you walk back off every time between innings with Adley?
Yeah, he's such a smart baseball player, very cerebral in how he prepares for the game. You can see it in his at-bats. He's got a great idea. And behind the plate, he knows how to call a game. He knows how to read a swing, to read a hitter. He understands, each pitcher's game plan. So I learned just as much about him in pregame preparation, how he operates and, how his brain is ticking. And then our in-between inning conversations, without getting too in-depth in them, they're just really quality. Really good figuring out what he was thinking, maybe why he called this pitch, maybe why he didn't call another one, and it's been really enjoyable. So, like you said, I've been very fortunate in my career to throw to a lot of catchers that have a really good idea of what's going on, and Adley's going to be near the top of that list, I'm sure.
Well, last but not least, you had the wife and the 2 youngest were in tow for this one. Did we have any thoughts? Did they have any answers for you about Dad's performance?
No, all 4 of my kids, Novely, our youngest, she's only 3 months old, so she doesn't normally have too much advice. But, Rosalind, our second youngest, she's in that stage where every time she sees me, it's a big run and a big hug. And all of them get excited. But, my oldest 2 normally have a couple more questions about why the start didn't go so well, why you got taken out. And that's just some hard truth that you have to come face every now and then. But anytime the kids are there, man, what a blessing it is, because when you have a rough start, those smiles on the faces never go away, and it has a way of grounding you after a tough one and then adding to the enjoyment when it's a good one.
Well, and I know Birdland was very proud to see you take that first start of the season for the O's. Kyle, congratulations again. We'll see you in a couple days.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.